Hey guys, Jeffries here, and welcome back to Cities in Motion 2. Last couple of episodes, I believe you were watching metro tours again, because we've got a lot of metro lines built. We've actually built quite a few lines over the last few episodes, and we end up with this huge city full of lots of lines. And again, you know, this part of the city over here, and this part of the city, and in some cases this part of the city, although this part's got this massive bus line now, so it's not too bad, but apart from that, you know, these two areas especially, they need a bit more coverage, and we'll focus on them over the next couple of episodes. Try and get this city completed so we can move on to the next city, which I think will be a nice project, be interesting to work on. As much as I love this city, and I really wish there was a way I could transfer this city into a sandbox mode, because I think this is the best city I've ever built. Not a question of a doubt. Just everything about it, all the metro lines, the way we got all this interaction under here, the underground tram line, the monorail line as well. That's probably my smartest monorail line I've built. And I'm really proud of this city, and I kind of don't want to leave it, but at the same time I want to move on with the campaign. So if anyone does know any way of getting these save files into sandbox mode, please let me know in the comments section. Not that interested if it's a hack, to be honest. I'd rather do it fairly. If it's just a case of, you know, the Dropbox, you can move the file from one folder to another, something like that. I'll be more interested in doing something like that. Right. We have a water bus line here. Let me unpause the game quickly. It's not actually that popular. Does it make a profit? It does. Actually, it makes quite a nice big profit. But I think we could do with having more people use it. So I want to give people a reason to use this water bus line. Actually, one more thing before we move on. Talking about buses, you'll see one over here. Every single bus in the depot now has been replaced with a double-decker, such as this fine specimen here. I've also gone into the timetable window and jigged that around a little bit now, so that the least financially popular lines, so the ones who aren't making as big enough profit, or even the ones who are making a loss, those buses run less frequently, but at a larger capacity, so that people might have to wait a little bit longer for a bus, but once they're on a bus they should get a seat, hopefully, or at least they'll be able to get onto a bus. They won't get chucked off because it's full. That should help with the finances of that side, and it also means we'll have less buses needing to be run, which means we'll need less buses at the depot, so we should save a little bit of money that way as well. Because of that, we might need to compensate for those lines for the people who do use them. So I'll have a look again a little bit later on, but I think these two lines are just very seldomly used. You can see there's hardly anybody. So I might end up building a new bus depot with small buses intentionally to use on these two lines. That could be a plan. But I'll worry about that later on down the line, because I really do want to work on these water bus lines, make them more popular. And I've come up with a solution, and it's actually, I've taken inspiration from a video that I was watching about half an hour before I started recording this episode. What it is these landmarks. We have 3 landmarks here that are already available to us. I might purchase more from the store if I see it as being feasible. But there's nothing to stop us really from putting a landmark at either end of these stops. And what that means is this tram line here will become more popular, because people need to take the tram to here. This water bus will become more popular as people go to and from. And this bus line here will also become more popular. However, I have a plan for the Maya line, because you'll see there's a bus stop up here that has 124 people waiting. And I think it's something to do with this monorail line. Maybe it's because it's pretty close in proximity to this monorail line. I mean, that is just a ridiculous number of people waiting at one stop. So we'll have to come up with a compromise for that too. But I'm going to put in the Sydney Opera House, and I'm going to put it, which side? This side perhaps? Can I fit it there? I can fit it there. Where's the water bus? I want to make sure that it doesn't interfere with the water bus. So we'll wait for a water bus to come along. Is it actually going to be on its way? It should be. Very shortly. We'll trace it across the river, and then we'll decide where. There we go. Oh, got a new objective as well. No. Not going to do that. Okay, so the water bus is arriving. Pulls in like so. How many people do we have waiting? Not that many. And it does just reverse in a straight line like that. Okay, so we can afford to put this. I want to put it there. Maybe a little bit over. There, perhaps? Like that. And see what that does. I'd like to think 600 workplaces, and it should be popular with tourists as well, and tourists like the water bus. So my theory behind this is that's the reason why it's going to become popular. That's the theory. Whether that is the case or not, I have absolutely no idea. But I'd like it to be true, because I think that's pretty cool. Can I build a path that goes round like that and then links up again? I could do it like that, I suppose. That could work. Let's try that. Just another link up option. It might make this bus more popular, this bus stop especially, because people going to and from the Opera House. I really want this to be successful now, because as you can see, money isn't an absolute problem. Oh! Is that completed? I think that is that completed. I think we've completed this city, guys. So maybe we'll come back to this some other time. Maybe we come back to this city. I'd like to come back to this city. I really would. Oh, there you go. 45 people waiting on that bus, water bus, to get going. So maybe it's worked after all. More and more people now wanting to come to the Opera House, which I don't know. Would we be able to see? Let's have a look. Actually, let's move this Mrs. Nettle out of the way for a minute. They all pour off here. They all walk down here. Does it say where they're going? Most of them says commercial building. Commercial building, apartment building. So they're not actually for the Opera House at all. One or two people are. You can see them going in there. There's people coming out as well. So yeah, it's not too bad. Can't increase overcrowding on vehicles, so we are going to have to hope that that's financially successful. Blah 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 blah. But yeah, we have completed the city, guys. So I am going to save this game quickly. I'm going to turn this back into normal speed. In fact, this has worked. That is more popular now. 16 people waiting at that stop. Not so many at this stop at the moment, but that will pick up as more people realise this is here. I mean, that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool. You got a list of workers and things like that. Okay. I'm joshing. I've wasted enough time. Let's move on. So, Mrs. Nettle, we have completed this city. I must remember what that one was called. So I got Big City Lights, Jealousy, Tiny Town was that one there, Grim Times was the North City, which is where we just were. Then we had Bragg. All I see is blue. So we've got Prized City now. Ah, we're going back to the central city. Let's hope it remembers. Let's hope it remembers what our old city used to look like. We can adopt a similar policy, I suppose. Choose some lines that aren't very popular and smack a landmark at the end of them. See if that makes a difference. Okay. I remember this place. In fact, do I remember this place? Does this look familiar? Yes. Yes, it does. Sorry. Got my bearings mixed up for a second. Yes, this looks very familiar. I remember this now. Okay, so what we've got to do. Grow company value 15% and establish 50% coverage. Okie dokie. Well, the first thing I'd like to do, how are our finances looking? Oh dear. Our finances aren't looking the best. What are our ticket prices? One for Monorail, one for Metro, and the rest are 50. Okay. If I speed this up, will this start turning into a profit? I really hope it will. We need the Metro to be more popular. It's starting to be. It's starting to make more and more money. We need this to hit the 30,000 mark, I think, before this really starts to kick up. It's almost halved, though, since we started, so that's not too bad. and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Got to get my bearings again. So we have the line that branches off. It goes all the way around there, under there, around there, blah blah blah, back again. Then we got this inland circuit here. Very, very popular, our metro. Lots of transferring between these two lines. I remember we had the express line and the not so express line. I do remember those. So yeah, we had this 4-track with these stops on the way, and I couldn't possibly forget the central hub. Look at that, sight to behold. This station, it's one of the strangest yet best stations I've built on this game. The one problem we did have was link-ups, and that road's quite busy, and that road is very busy. Lots of people, and there's lots of people here as well, getting off at that metro stop. Where are these people going? Well, they're all still using public transport, apparently, so they must be going towards the monorail. Okay. Okay. Right. What to do in this episode? Because we're not exactly rolling in money still, as you can see. We're starting to get there. This is getting close to 30,000. These numbers need to rise. We could probably do with building another new tram line. What are we doing in terms of loans? Yeah, we're taking out a lot of loans. I think that's our big problem. These two especially, to get the metros built. So our repayments are 20,000. Interest is 61,000. That is a... wow. That is a lot. That is a lot. Ticket inspectors aren't really helping. That number's gone up again. Further into the negatives. And it's still going further into the negatives, which is a bit disconcerting. Can I reduce this number? Take it down to 100. See what happens then. Not a great deal, to be honest. That number's still down. What's this? Wants me to buy 3 trams. What was the reward? 1,800. It's not worth it. It's really not worth it. Got 100 people roughly waiting at that stop. 120 odd at that stop. I think actually this metro hub isn't going to be that popular, because what's going to happen is people are going to take the monorail 2 stops to here and then get on the metro that way. Although that stop's not that popular looking at it, and neither's that one. That's odd. That's very strange. That is very strange. We got big monorail trains though, and hopefully they'll bring us our profit back. We got a strange ramp section here. This is where the old road used to go, of course, which actually I could possibly build back. I don't see why I couldn't build that back, apart from these buildings perhaps that have sprung up since. I'm half talking to myself here, guys. I'm not 100% on what to do. I think I'm going to end up taking out another big loan in order to start rebuilding this city. So let's have a look at that possibility, shall we? We'll take out the biggest loan we possibly can. I don't even know what that number is. God, it is a big number. That is a big number. I don't think we will be doing that. Just looking at the size of the repayments says we're not going to be doing that. What am I going to do? I want to get some building done in this episode. I want to extend the tram line. I think down this way. And have a proper east to west line going across this part of the city. And maybe around this area a bit more as well. Utilise this road a bit better. And maybe make a tram line go down there and have it loop round, something like that, and then go back up again. Just stuff so that... oh wow, this road is mega busy. That is a busy road. I might rebuild that off ramp as well, just because you can see how far back the traffic is affected by all of that. It's quite a lot. And you can see here the monorail, the way it was built here, which inspired the section from our previous city, going through the middle of the freeway like it does. Or the highway, freeway, whatever you want to call it, expressway. I call it a motorway. You know, I can't even remember the phrase I was going to use then. That's annoying. Can I run more frequent monorail trains? How frequent are the monorail trains? Let's bump that down to an hour and a half. Actually, no, let's do it flat rate like we had in the last city. Each of these is an hour. That should help with pedestrian congestion, hopefully. Yeah, I really hope so. Okay, what are you? The Tangerine line. So now the Nectarine line copies from the Tangerine line, which is there. Tangerine, 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 and Tangerine. There we go. More frequent trains running hopefully means more frequent people movement. There's a lot of people getting off at this stop. And I think it's, yeah, they're all getting off because the Tangerine line is this line, is it not? I think, yeah, having this as a big interchange on the monorail. See how many people get off in one direction and then get on to go in the other direction. It's quite a lot of people. And then the metro comes into it as well, and that stop is becoming more popular. How are we doing for money now? Oh, that's much better. That looks a lot nicer. So actually I can start considering what I'm going to do with regards to this tramway. I think this road could be a good one to build it down. Straight down to the end here. Via some kind of... oh, actually, maybe this one. Ooh, decisions, decisions, decisions. Where's the next one up? Yeah, here. And also, we can use this road here as well. Have it a line go straight across. Buses as well. We could do with some more buses. How difficult will this be to complete? All we have to do is establish 50% coverage and we're done, because our company value is there. So I might actually rush this one through, and then in the next episode we can move on to another new city and start again. I think that could be the best idea. So I need 50% coverage. And it sounds like I've already got 20% coverage, so I just need to increase what I've already got. And actually the biggest thing I want to do is these monorail trains. I want to replace them with the trains that you've seen before, so we can have more people being carried, because these can only carry up to 120, whereas the other ones we can carry up to like 150, which, you know, anyone will agree that's a much bigger number. So how much would I get if I sell these ones? Basically 2,500 per. Let's do that. Let's pause the game so we don't ruin it, and I'll save this quickly as well in case I ruin it. Just rename that so I've got all my cities organised still. Okay. What we want to do is close this window. We want to sell all of these trains like this. And I think a loan is going to be needed for this. So let's take out... we'll just go for a nice big number like 100,000, because we can use that for other things too. And then we're going to buy... control cart. We're going to buy 20... no. How many do we need? Actually, that's the best question. So this line needs... 6, and this one also needs 6. So I think, I mean, that's 12 in total. So I think 15 of these. We'll round it up to 20. Let's do it up to 20. Like so. And then we're going to buy... we need twice as many as them, so that's 40 power cars. So I have to buy 30 first. Then we'll have to buy another 10. This isn't cheap. This really isn't cheap. And now we need passenger cars. Well, we've got 40 power cars. So this is going to be 80. So it's going to be 30. Another 30. And then 20. Holy Christ, this is not cheap. These are the eco ones as well, so they're actually, I mean, actually they're not too bad. 7,000 for 20 carriages. They each carry 13 people, so that's not too bad. Now we need to re-timetable these lines. So you go. We'll do this at a flat rate as well, same as the monorail. So actually we can just copy, 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 and copy. And then for vehicle size, we go custom size. We take that one off. And we OK that. Morning rush, custom size, take that one off, OK that. Evening rush, custom size, take that one off, OK that. Weekend, custom size, take that one off, OK that. And night, custom size, take that one off, OK that. But then actually morning and evening rush, we're going to take that power car off, we're going to add another passenger car, and then add another power car. And the evening rush, we're going to do the same thing. So add, OK. So that's the emerald line done. So now the olive line needs to copy the emerald line, which is there. So copy, 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 and copy. And then hopefully these platforms, these ones especially are, but the other platforms around the city are long enough to compensate for these now longer trains. I'm just going to save this again quickly. There we go. Right, speed this up a little bit, wait for the first two trains to come back out of the depot, and we'll look at sizes and see what the new sizes are, and also what the new capacities are. So the previous ones were 60, but could go up to 120. So let's see what these new ones are, because we've got people like, we've got 70 people here already, and if the next stop there's 70 people, that's 140 people wanting to get onto the train in 2 stops, which, you know, anyone will tell you, that's a lot of people. Right, here's the first one. So this can seat 62. So that's only a small rise, but it's only got 2 passenger carriages. And this one's also 62. And we can always change that later on if need be. Like you can see there, you could fit another passenger car on that and it will still fit into the platform quite nicely. So that's okay. That's okay. You can see these trains jet off. It's this station here that I'm interested in. There's 112 people waiting to get on the train, and it's already got 80 people on board. So what does that do for capacity? So that's now full at 124 people, and we lost about half the people that were waiting here. So I know what we can do. That is the emerald line. So on the emerald line, what time of day is it? It's evening rush. But actually what we can do on all of these is add another passenger car during the day, and then we should have less people waiting in the evening rush anyway, even though we'll have the same size trains. So now we have the interesting dilemma of we have 2 different size trains. Yeah, that's going to be a big deficit again, but then this number should rise. And whilst we've got some money sitting in our bank, let's try and expand this tram network. I think this direction is going to be the best direction to go in now. So let's do that. Tram track. Build this new tramway. Comes down here, it goes into this road here, which then goes into this road here. Should we have it curve off at this point? Oh dear, that looks ugly. I don't think we will. How am I going to turn this around now then? Oh, actually we have a good option to interchange with the monorail again here, so that's not a bad idea. Brings more people down to the monorail, might help alleviate the tram, also makes the monorail more profitable and more popular. I can't see a losing scenario there, if I'm honest. So it'll come down as far as this, like that, and then could we do a lap of the island? Let's investigate. If I put this going round, no, we want one line, this going round like that, I could actually do an entire lap of this island. Let's do that. might not be a profitable route at certain points, like here for example, but overall it's another opportunity to link up with the baseball stadium. Let's do it via no, let's do it this way actually. Here and then here. We could sort of link up with the baseball stadium. It might not work looking at it, but if it does work, it'd be brilliant. Have I done this before on this, or is it the other island that I did the lap on? I think it might be the other island. I can't remember. I've done laps on this city before, so sometimes it's a bit tricky to tell what I've done laps on and what I haven't done laps on. Squeeze it under there like so, and then round this bit, which again is a bit desolate, so we won't have any stops round there. Keep building this along like so, all the way round. Looking at the time, I'm actually going to end this episode here, guys, I think, and then in the next episode we'll come back and we'll carry on building all of this. So until then, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, be sure to click the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to my channel, thank you guys for your continued support, and until next time, I will see you soon.